with?
Oh man, I wish I could just.
How many
Hey,
sexual
play
harassment claims he's got against him?
All right,
Jay would be
this just
practicing
got lost.
reloads.
Why are you like,
Depends on
have
the
you sent an
perspective
email?
you're
Like,
looking
they
at.
were right.
From
This
our
is not
perspective,
good.
it's fucking funny.
This is now hurtful.
He'd be doing HK slaps
I made a friend Tuesday.
all damn day.
You did?
Some of the
Yeah,
people
I
he
snuck
works
a
with.
cop.
So,
I have a
the
weird
key-
red
so
shirt.
How many
Hey,
sexual
I
harassment
wish I
claims
could
he's
just-
got?
How many
against him?
sexual
harassment claims
Jay
he's
would be
got
practicing
against him?
You know, I
Jay would be
this just
practicing
got ran
reloads.
when I go live, right? Were you trying to sneak that one by, or
What's that?
so we trying to sneak that by, or
I was about to tell you. I had like it was going like 4 times in my ear, and I was scrambling to get it all shut off.
I'm aware. Out of the 4 of us here, I'm the only one sub to you. So
Hey, I'm sub to him. I don't know what
Hey,
you're
I'm
talking
sub
about.
to him too, so screw you.
Suck a dick.
who?
I even have the little notification bell, you dick.
Yeah,
Does that
my
work?
notification will just went off. Yeah, it just went off. Like
Yeah,
a minute
sometimes
ago.
it works.
I'm shocked.
You're not that You don't have that much notoriety.
No,
They
I
just
just
said
figured
that-
they had just broke it for everybody. Honestly,
Ninja said the same thing I did. Why is the globe upside down? He said your globe is upside down. Like, yeah, why is Australia on top? Not even the Australians think Australia's on top.
All right. So what we
All right.
discussed.
Hold on a second. Welcome to a brand new episode of Pre-Spook October N.A.W and Anecdotal Arguments. Anecdotal. I'm your host, Jay Fry, and with me this week, we have a full lineup. That is including Garrick. How's it going, Garrick?
I should turn that off.
Oh, not too
Is
bad, guys.
that-
Not too bad.
Was that your warning that you're going live? And interrupting the Garrick intro is Sean. How's it going, Sean?
It's going. Not too bad. Not too bad.
And you guys might remember from last month, we have Josh with us.
Hi.
All right, enough out of you.
Yeah.
And this week we're... The hell was that?
Nephilim just said Australia's a power bottom.
Yeah. When I first got on the internet, 20 years ago, that used to be one of my favorite things, is to talk to Australians and remind them that they were once a penal colony. And they argued it with me that they weren't. I'm like, do you not know history? Do you have your own history? How does that work?
Are they?
But now
lying
they
to you?
seem to know. Yeah, who was lying?
You're all descendant from horrible, horrible, filthy, lying, thieving bastards.
Yeah, and the difference is yours got caught. Ours didn't. So, you're welcome.
You needed a family axe. Then you wouldn't have got caught.
It's important to have a family axe.
You have
Passed
no
down a lot of generations, double bit. If Lily was here, we would be talking about horror movies. And in talking about horror movies, there's one of my favorites is it's the series called Hatchet. And what bothers me with Hatchet is the guy doesn't use a hatchet. He uses
an axe.
He uses a double-bladed hand axe, which that head belongs on a family axe, but instead it's, for some reason, it's on a hatchet. I do not get why.
I'm half tempted to go make a cup of coffee.
Yeah, go make a fucking cup of coffee. See if I care. It would keep you up. Make Garrick one while you're at it.
Fuck you.
I'm not near Garrick, so
You know who is near
Yeah.
Garrick?
Steven.
Steven.
But he ain't.
They had a menage a trois.
Ew, no, stop it. That's just no.
3
Like-
dudes.
He's like, I'm from Louisiana. I know what that means.
I speak French-ish.
It's part of my patois.
My dog just jumped up.
Is that Bear?
Yeah, he just jumped up and hit me in the nuts because he's lacking them now. So
Oh, poor Bear.
He's gonna make you suffer.
is he though? Is he? Is
Not
he?
really.
I was about to say the biggest thing about him is just getting him to settle down and not like rip open his stitches.
All right. First throwaway topic of the night is Dennis Quaid is trending on Twitter, and when I looked at his trend, it had 7 tweets, and they were all pretty anti-ageist, which is not surprising. But like, Dennis Quaid is dating a girl who's 39 years younger than him. Go Dennis Quaid. She's an adult. She's 26 years old. She has her own agency. She can rent a car without having to pay a higher deductible. Like, what the hell is the issue here? That needs to be a trending topic.
Was wishing for a 3-way there, Stephen.
Who's doing what now? They are pointing out that the girl he's dating is younger than Lindsay Lohan, who played his daughter in The Parent Trap.
Okay.
Yeah, he's probably ADD. I agree with that, Nephilim.
He's ADD and ballless.
Mm-hmm. He's an ADD eunuch at this point, yes.
Garrett, you got glue on the floor.
Glue?
Yeah, something sticky. Get your clothes.
Well,
Oh.
it'll dry. Then you can clean it up.
I didn't put any glue on the floor. What the hell? Right there.
Such interesting conversations we have.
Yeah. How do we go ahead?
I don't know. It ain't me.
I started this. Why can't I mute this?
You should be able to mute him.
I know. I
mute him.
should. That's weird.
I'm not able to.
No, that couldn't have been there before. Why not? Yeah, you stepping everything.
Shh. I want to hear this. It's a good thing we're live.
Oh, this conversation's over. You guys can go ahead now.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
I just want to know if Wolfie's here yet.
Go ahead and jump on the stream. I want to find out what is up with you guys and Foodie Beauty.
Yeah, that's basically it. I want to get to the bottom of this because practically majority of my tweets are
Mikey throwing shade.
Mikey throwing shade, and on top of that, this hideous leviathan of a woman.
You guys want to clue us into why you're attacking this ham beast? Is it keto related?
Yeah. You guys aren't. Are you guys on the CrossFit train? Is that what it is? Are you just like screaming CrossFit everywhere?
If they were on CrossFit, we'd know they were on CrossFit.
Yeah, that's all we'd hear.
Yeah, it's true.
I had this good line. Like when I started keto, it's like I started keto, so or not keto, but carnivore. And like so, I met all my neighbors when I had to tell everybody.
I didn't say shit to anybody. I just said whenever I went to a place to eat, I was like, "Yeah, just give me meat. I can't have anything else. Just give me meat."
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that
fine.
was actually a cure for diabetes at one point. Back in the day.
My diet is mostly meat.
It should be all meat. High protein, high fat.
Yeah, I still like cheese.
Cheese is so good, and it's on the keto. Meat and meat byproduct. Cheese is a meat byproduct, which makes me wonder.
The problem is then if you eat too much of that, you get the gout, which is even worse.
Which it makes me wonder where honey and mushrooms fall. Because mushrooms are fungus, and fungus technically can be a meat-eating fungus. Like that one up in Oregon. That's like the size of bigger than a football field.
Hey, Fry, I'm going to send the link to Wolfie.
She's already here. She just arrived.
She just said, "Hey, y'all."
Hey, Wolfie, I'm going to send you the link to the stream. We want to talk.
We want
to have a
As long as
discussion.
Mikey's drunk friend isn't over. You were there for that, weren't you, Sean? That freaking annoying guy.
Oh God, yes, that guy was super annoying. That was the movie review guy, I think.
No, I think it was a video game. Wasn't it a video game?
I don't know. That was a long time ago. That was like
That was definitely over last year.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been 2 years ago. Amber Heard is currently in the news on multiple fronts, so that's nice.
What'd she do now?
Well, she recently was in the news, and I think why she's in the news now is to cover up why she was in the news last week. But she got a court order releasing Johnny Depp's not medical history, but like his rehab history for their trial because they're suing the shit out of each other ever since she didn't realize she can't smuggle pets into Australia.
Wait, who smuggled what now?
Amber Heard, well, they flew into Australia on a private jet, and she smuggled like 2 of her dogs in.
Oh.
And they ended up getting busted for it. So Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were doing like Australian PSAs for a hot minute to pay back the fines and fees. But she was just in this week, I think 2-3 days ago. She posted a picture of Jason Momoa in a shirtless but a tux jacket, and she was also in a tux jacket, and each of them had a nipple hanging out. And Instagram removed hers from her Instagram because of the nudity clause, and Jason's was allowed to stay because of the imbalance in the nudity clause.
Yes.
And so she took a shot at Instagram for the censorship, which is one of the rare instances in which somebody I actually want to see naked isn't allowed to be naked, because most of the time they are naked and I don't want to see them naked. Nudist activists.
Every once in a while, you get a decent looking one, but 92% of the time,
BRB.
not really.
Yeah, no. The general rule is that if there are nude, there's only people that shouldn't be nude want to be nude.
Yeah. It's only people you don't want to see naked who want you to see them naked.
Right. Very rarely do you get to see the people you want to see naked.
Yeah. Same is true in gym locker rooms.
Oh, I want to ask, did you guys see Seamus's new cartoon?
No, I have the one with Shapiro and Boogaloo in to watch later, but nothing other than that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You need to watch it. It's funny.
I do. That's why it's on my watch later list.
Okay.
Well, it's a short story. It's just, she posted pictures of her nipple out and his nipple out, and hers got kicked off, and she's raising a fuss now. Unless you're talking about the Australia thing, and that was 2 years ago. It's just not going to trial.
Yeah. And Jake?
Yeah.
You should have told her to put it on Twitter. They wouldn't have censored it.
Well, the whole point is she wanted it censored.
Oh, I got you.
It's the only reason you can bitch about it. I don't know if Amber Heard's on Twitter. Sometime. Not on Twitter, really. But Josh is on Twitter, which is why he wants Wolfie to get on, so...
Wolfie's on. She's here.
Oh. Hey, Wolfs!
Hey, you guys are going to have to excuse me. I've been sick all week, so I kind of sound funny.
Well, Garrett's here, and we don't complain.
Shut up.
It's not like I said you were sick. Calm down, bro.
She's engaged. Fuck off.
What did that have to do with it? Anyway.
My brother said that Wolfie is catfishing the shit out of us at the moment.
How so?
I don't know. Ask him.
I was gonna say, how am I catfishing?
I don't want to ask him.
I don't understand the logistics of it either.
Like, is he talking like the traditional catfishing, or is he talking about like canoodling?
Oh, is it maybe because of my icon?
I don't know if you're aware of
Yeah,
this or
that's
I
not.
know you guys are overthinking it.
You
and
know
he's
what? I
an
should
idiot.
probably actually make the transition to the actual show instead of just leaving up the stupid splash screen.
Josh is in fact not a big red doggy, and Garrick is not a crawdad. So if we can,
Well, the jury's actually out on that one.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
it's like I like my menage a trois with Cajun seasoning. We're waiting for Josh to get back, so
Yeah, he was
So
the
we-
one who had the question for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
beauty harassment.
Hey, she deserves it.
Well, no, I've got like I think I'm following like 35 people or something like that right now. So the large majority of my tweets that are not related to like the 10 University of Tennessee accounts I'm following to distract Twitter from kicking me off of Twitter are just Mikey and you going hard on this ham beast. I want to know what that's about.
It's all the hater community too.
Like I don't get it. I don't even know who this chick is. So.
She's a body positivity person who stuffs copious amounts of food in her face.
While demanding you find her attractive.
Yeah, basically.
So she's the opposite of Nicole Arbor.
She's about as annoying, yeah.
Did you say Nicole Arbor?
The opposite of
Who?
Nicole Arbor. Or is it Anna or Ann? I forgot.
I thought it was Nicole Arbor, and I think you're thinking of Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah, I think so as well.
No,
I'm
thinking
sorry, I
Nicole
just got
Arbor.
here.
I thought,
Booty.
I'm probably combining names is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think you're thinking Anna Nicole Smith.
I meant Nicole Arbor.
Yeah.
I'm the idiot.
Yeah, she's super.
Shut up! Beat the shit out of you.
Okay. Enough of Garrick's stupidity. For now. He'll talk later. So she's a Tess Holiday. I don't want to say Tess Holiday light because that doesn't seem to fit.
Well, she does like mukbangs on her channel, but
What the fuck is a mukbang?
where you eat a shit ton of food for views. She has horribly gross TMI stories about like her past.
Then why watch it?
Yeah, well, because it's a train wreck. This girl, she has all these health problems, and she lies about a lot of shit. So it's like it's a train wreck basically. You're basically watching it to see the horrible shit that she's going to get into next.
Aren't you just kind of feeding into the cycle though with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I can watch her stuff, sometimes I can't because she's too over the top. She triggers me being on keto. A lot of the shit she does is really she's just stupid. But she's all about like channel striking people who, talk bad about body positivity and stuff like that. So
Speaking of body positivity, Mikey's looking really good, by the way.
thank you. I will let him know.
He's gonna have to change his screen name soon to just Mikey.
Yeah.
Mediumist Mikey.
Maybe to be like swollest Mikey.
Lanky Mikey, maybe? Still 6'5".
Still be biggest Mikey. It'd just be
Big
different-
boned
different way.
Mikey. There we go.
Tell him he needs to inspire Stan.
Like, why?
That's funny.
Who's this fucking guy messaging me? Average Mikey. What's that about?
You're like oh, average. Yeah, dude, he's killing it though.
He is. He's
Ew.
doing good. He's doing really good.
It's all keto.
I did Keto's annoying cousin. I did carnivore.
I've heard a
I
lot of
never told anybody I did carnivore.
Mm-hmm.
carnivore is actually pretty good. You just kind of have to balance out your fiber and stuff.
You don't eat fiber on carnivore.
Well,
Yeah.
it's pretty much go right through you. So
You
Yeah.
don't. I mean,
You gotta
be
drink
honest.
a lot of water.
I drink a lot of water. I mean, but not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. Never really went to the bathroom that much.
that's funny.
Yeah, it was about every 3 days for me.
Those Kool-Aid, it doesn't count.
If Kool-Aid has sugar, it counts.
It only doesn't count if it's Tang, because there's Tang is basically just orange-colored water. That's what the astronauts drink.
My brother agrees with you.
Yes. As Steven posted, my avatar is mostly accurate. He's like, that was an honest depiction of myself at a point in time.
Is it still not an honest depiction at this point in time, though?
Well, he's got that cracked tooth.
Oh.
Mhm.
Ah, take that, homo. Got you good.
I'm pretty sure they heard you.
No, Nephilim's. Pretty sure.
Jury rules against dad trying to save a 7-year-old from gender transition.
Rules against
Good for you,
dad
Dad.
trying to save himself?
Trying to save his 7-year-olds from gender transition.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, Garrick.
Basically, the boy's mother will be able to continue transitioning James into Luna and put him on puberty blockers.
I don't know if I could. I'm not like the transition thing or anything, but I don't think I could change my name that much.
Oh, so you go South Park style, like Eric to Erica or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's nothing like there's no Jessica or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, it would definitely have to start with the same letter.
It'd be Jennifer.
Oh,
Jason
Or
to
Jamie.
Jennifer.
Yeah,
I
there
will
you go,
choose
Jamie.
my own. Thank you. But yeah, I don't. Shauna, shut up.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just built in, and it's not like I didn't hear that my entire fucking life.
What do we got? What we got for Josh? Yeah, be like a Joan or a Jane.
Oh, Randy Quaid went out against his brother. There you go, Fry.
You what? What now?
Randy Quaid went against his brother.
Yeah, they've been politically opposed
So now
for
he-
a long time.
Dubs?
Wait, is he shitting on him for dating a 26-year-old?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Feel sorry for my half-brother who I haven't seen in decades. Proposing to someone 40 years younger is sad and inappropriate. Our mother's recent death obviously hit him hard. Hopefully for this young woman, this relationship's just a phase in processing his grief because it's sick.
better get the insurance shekels to give to her.
Well, and
Jeez.
isn't Randy's wife also significantly younger than Randy?
Hey, she's 32. How old Randy then?
Randy's like gonna be like 60 by now.
Yeah, he's bound to be on his.
Well, Dennis is 60. Isn't Randy the older brother?
I think Randy is the older brother.
So if he's more than 6 years older, that's some hypocritical bullshit there, Randy.
He is 69.
69, 32. Yeah, that's fuck you, Randy. But Dennis Quaid,
Let's see, Randy Quaid's wife is 56. That's not too bad.
well, he married PJ Souls back in like the late 70s or whatever, and she's like 3 years older than him.
Well, wait, Randy Quaid is... So, refresh my memory. He's the guy that was the crop duster in Independence Day, right?
Day, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thought so.
And Meg Ryan was born in 61, and he was born in 54, so that's only 7 years. So that's less than a decade. But I do not remember how old
Take a piece of paper and you fold it in half.
Mhm.
how old was Kimberly Quaid?
Who the hell is Kimberly? Oh, is that Randy's wife?
No, it was Dennis's third wife.
What was Meg Ryan? His
71.
fourth?
All right. No, Meg Ryan was the second wife.
So he married somebody older than Meg Ryan after Meg Ryan?
No, his first wife is PJ Souls.
Okay.
And she is 3 years older than he is.
Oh.
Second wife, Meg Ryan, is 7 years younger.
Right.
And then like 16 years younger than him it was Kimberly. So he is getting progressively younger as he's going. But in fairness to Dennis, she is a PhD student. So he's not marrying harlots and stuff. So PJ Stoll is a writer, of course.
Hey, you guys in the mood for shaming somebody?
Is it Feedy Beauty? What do you, Wolfie's up for it.
Okay, tell your story. No. You just told me. Tell him.
I'm not shit.
All right, so my
It's
brother is
awesome.
driving back home from North Louisiana and on a hunting trip, and he sees a blind man walking down the road. He slows down as much as he can in his truck, and he creeps up to him. And when he gets close enough, he screams out his truck. What did you say? Hey, mother. He says, "Hey, motherfucker," and then he lays on his horn. Scares the shit out of the poor guy, and his stick goes flying.
His what goes flying?
His stick.
The stick.
His
He's a blind
stick.
man. The little feeler stick thing, whatever
Oh.
it is.
That's not cool.
My favorite part of this story is the end.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
It was funny.
Fuck you, it's not that funny.
Oh, it was funny.
No, it's really not.
been over.
It's kind of a dick thing.
It
Yeah.
is, but it was funny.
Don't be a dick.
There's now a sexy Bob Ross costume. I'm sorry. I just saw this and I blurted it out. I shouldn't have done that.
I remember Bob Ross, Peter Bob Ross, and I don't think there is a ugly Bob Ross costume.
Raggle. Mute, brother. Mute. Use it. It's a thing.
I'm dying of phlegm, and I'm still not coughing into the microphone.
I'm drinking coffee and
God
yet
damn it.
Sean has not said
God.
anything to me.
No, I heard you
I can't say that
slurping.
shit while I'm eating. Fuck.
Do you want me to slurp louder? I can.
No, I appreciate it if you didn't. The
There you
ASMR stream. And
just
what's
try-
interesting is the background noise is actually at a remarkably low level for Josh tonight. And I'm very appreciative, just so you know.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Josh, what's the first thing I told you when you got on tonight?
I don't remember. I was too busy trying to apply for college.
About John.
Oh, yeah, that he ate on the stream last week? Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to keep it quiet, and Jay caught me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The important thing is that I told everybody. I'm going to tell.
Called you out, man. That's cold.
We can discuss this Fort Worth police shooting, though.
What's to discuss? They murdered somebody.
I hope he gets life in jail.
I hope he
Jason
just
Okay, yeah.
had-
doesn't. That life isn't very long in jail.
Yeah, well, he's a cop. The one thing that I want to correct that keeps getting pushed is this was a wellness check. It was reported by the neighbor he called for a wellness check. That doesn't matter. Once the police came onto the scene, it became whatever they deemed it to be. Like, just because I call because there's a car accident in front of me, and when the police get to the scene and they see that he had a heart attack, so it wasn't necessarily an accident first, it's a heart attack first, they treat for the heart attack. They still don't act like it's an accident scene.
Right, but that's after they found out information.
Yes, and when they get to the front door and see that the doors are open at 2 a.m, it goes from a wellness check to a possible burglary.
they could still knock on the door, post somebody over on the side to keep an eye out.
Yes, and by doing that, they're surrounding the house first.
Yeah, they
And
still
they're
should have
checking the
announced.
windows as they're doing it.
Still should have announced.
They should have announced before they entered, but you don't need to announce when you're at the side of the window. Now, when you address somebody, you need to
Bullshit.
announce.
When you're in the backyard of someone's private property, you bet your fucking ass you need to announce yourself.
If you have to jump a fence, sure. If it's an open field, no, you don't.
Especially if you better announce.
No. If they have to go through a gate, that is still considered private property.
If they have to go through a gate, yes. But Texas has got some funny laws on boundary laws. Because there's these things called 10,000 acre ranches.
Right, I'm aware of that. I used to live there. But
Property.
the fact is, it's still on someone's property. You have to announce yourself.
When you see somebody, yes.
He saw somebody, and in less than 4 seconds, fired a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Totally didn't announce himself, just...
He failed to announce himself, absolutely.
The fact is, that badge should not give him a special little privilege to get away with murder.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
No, cops use officer safety far too often to excuse really piss poor behavior and not wanting to do their actual fucking job.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But just because somebody says they're a cop doesn't mean I'm putting down my firearm.
Well, when she was unarmed, her and her nephew were playing video games, so...
Mhm.
You know, he's traumatized for life now.
I don't care.
What are the
Somebody
local
is
news
dead.
saying?
His trauma doesn't matter one fucking iota.
The
Same
nephew.
with the
nephew.
Traumatized now.
oh yeah, the nephew's traumatized.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say the cop. Who cares? It's just like the chick that did it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about him, but like the nephew, the good thing is the community is rallied around him and his family, and they're providing him services for the rest of his life, whatever he needs, you know, whatever mental health care he needs, it'll be provided for him.
Which
But-
would be more significant if he wasn't a black child.
Yeah, and the thing is you know, the neighbor even has a lot of trauma from that too. He got his neighbor killed.
Yeah.
Is the way he feels. So
Yeah, they'll never call the cops again.
no, these people will never trust the police ever again.
Ever.
No. I can't blame them.
And I support them in that.
Yeah, it's, you know, Dallas first and now Fort Worth.
Yeah.
It's both of those events are,
What are
it's, you know,
What are the local news agencies saying? Are they saying anything different from the national?
Well,
they probably have a few more details than the national does, just because it is local here.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
but
Texas used to be. I mean, Texas law enforcement used to be a point of pride.
Well, and Fort Worth still was. Fort Worth is completely different than Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot less incidences in Fort Worth than there are in Dallas. Dallas is a lot more liberal, and
Urban.
Fort Worth is a lot more conservative.
yes, absolutely, yeah. So you know, Dallas is a lot more liberally run. So things like this happen more often in Dallas.
But it was a failure of training
Yeah.
by the police department.
It's not a failure in training. It's a failure in execution. That guy was a badged officer. If his training was insufficient, that sucks. But it is his responsibility, much like it's a responsibility for an adult to be an adult when they're an adult. It's the exact same with a police officer. You can blame your lack of training. You're still fucking culpable. You're still the person. You still did the acts. You should have known better. And if you want to blame your training, that's just you shirking responsibility that you should never have had in the first place if that's your attitude towards carrying a badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I probably
It's like
these guys to be like, you know, if you shoot somebody, like, you got to take the ramifications of that. They teach you the ramifications of shooting someone.
I had an argument last week. You can't negligent discharge into a body.
Mm-mm.
It's involuntary manslaughter at least. You can negligently discharge into a wall all you want. I mean, you
Well, I
can't.
mean, they even teach you that when you're going for your concealed carry. They teach you that. It's basic.
I mean, fuck.
But police training, their key to draw your gun to aim at somebody is saying the word gun. And that isn't how it should be in a free society where citizens are allowed to carry guns.
Right. Well, and again,
Yep.
it goes back to the paranoia of officer safety being paramount over everything else. No. Part of your responsibility when you get the badge is that your safety becomes secondary to everybody else's around you. Period.
That's
And if
why
you
it's protect and serve.
Right. And
Unless
if you
you're,
cannot accept that, you should not be carrying a badge, let alone a gun.
What's that? It's that Officer Peterson from Florida who didn't go into
Oh yeah, that
At the school.
the coward from Broward.
yeah. Israel isn't still sheriff, is he?
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't heard otherwise.
Well, probably. It's Debbie Wasserman Schultz district.
He
I'm actually
didn't
trying to get my job to send me out there. I want to see this place.
The Marjorie Stoneman Douglas?
Yeah, just that general area of Florida, anyway.
Oh, hey, what's going on with that cop with the dust cover in Phoenix?
I have not heard of this. What is this?
that was the guy that shot the kid in the hotel hallway.
Yeah, with the dust cover was like,
You're
Oh,
fucked
where's-
or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's guilty as fuck.
has he gone to trial?
All of them
I-
should be fucking guilty.
Pretty sure he has. Well, I don't know if the trial has happened yet, but I know he's been terminated, and he's going to, if he's not already in the clink, I'm sure his trial's got to be coming up soon.
Stephen was asking about that last week or 2 weeks ago.
I'll have to see if I can't follow up on that.
Mhm.
I still haven't been over to that hotel. And I'm like literally less than a mile away from it at work.
Well, we do know that you will go to Hertz Donuts for your wife, though, which is about 40 minutes across town.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to go see where the blood stain isn't anymore? I mean, honestly, there's really no reason to go to the hotel. Whereas, tasty donuts.
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 What else? What else we got for today? Matt's that where are we with the? It wasn't the. It was the cringe. The surprise cringe with the.
Oh, with Spotify.
No, that was the. Well, that was also surprise cringe. No, the waitress with the.
Oh, that was a possible hoax hate.
I think that one was pretty. There's too many people interviewed for it to be anything other than somebody virtue signaling. Like all of it happened, I'm claiming.
I had to
afraid.
jump off at like, I don't know, the second super chat break because I had to go get my daughter from work. So I missed the entire Spotify thing and the hoax hate. Cringe, whatever. So what did I miss? Fill me in, guys.
Well, before you do, I'm so glad I canceled my Spotify subscription, 2 months ago? Yeah.
I have Pandora, so
I have
Amazon.
YouTube Music.
I don't know if that makes you worse or just complacent.
I am boycotting YouTube, and somebody else is paying for my YouTube.
Oh.
Except for last month. I paid for last month.
Well, I guess if it's free, I'm not going to berate him.
So, okay, tell me the Spotify thing. What happened with Spotify?
You gotta watch it in order to just understand it. It was Spotify, like talking about transgender employees. That's basically all it was.
Do you remember Stephanie from the UK?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Well, her big brother, who is a 9-year-old blue hair, is working at, what is it, masculinity and femininity? What the hell was it called?
I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, they're being super LGBT plus inclusive, and they're in charge of making sure their content reflects that nature. So it's like the band squad.
How did these people gain all of this power? They are literally such a minuscule percentage. The real ones, mind you, the real ones are a minuscule segment of the population.
But they occupy a very specific portion of society.
Yeah, communism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I just want to go back to a time when it was considered a good thing to actually kill a commie.
You can shoot them in the face.
Those are drug dealers, though.
If you shoot 5 drug dealers, we give you a gun. But you can shoot them in the face. Where is Duarte? Where's he been?
He's been awfully quiet for a while
What's
now.
what's the prime from Fallout?
Oh, Liberty Prime.
Liberty Prime. We just need to have that on loop.
Mm-hmm. Sean, get on it. You're the guy that we need some.
We need some Liberty Prime sounders.
Yes, we do. The only good communist is a dead communist.
All right, hang on. We'll just start pulling those up now.
Yeah, it's as much about the individual in the collective as they possibly can get, which is the opposite of the individual being above the collective, which is the foundation of America.
So you're saying they anti
Online. All systems nominal. Weapons hot. Mission: the destruction of...
Oh, this one's got freaking techno under it. Nobody wants that one.
Steven says Garrick and I witnessed a police officer abusing his power on the road. Yeah, you got that story, Garrick?
No, I don't recall.
Smooth. Yeah, I said the same thing.
America will never fall to...
Yeah. So, while we were at the movies, we decided to grab drinks. And Steven had an urge to go smoke, so we went outside. Well, chick in the ticket booth, I think it was her, notified the cops, and cops told us we cannot have our drinks outside. We have to keep them in the bar area of the theater.
Alcoholic beverage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, it's still dick.
I was
Can I talk about something that is really been grating on me the past couple weeks?
Sure.
yeah, why not? I don't see why not. It's not like we actually do anything here.
It's about the quote-unquote Black Wall Street riot of 1921.
Well, if we go grab Mikey real quick.
No. It is pissing me off.
You and Nico House, brother. You and Nico House.
Well, Nico House is on the opposite side, so...
Oh, yeah, he's one I'd like to do. We're going to find that mass grave.
Yes. So, in Tulsa, they are looking for a mass grave of so many people that were killed, up to 300 people in this mass grave. And they have been trying to find this mass grave for the past 40 years, doing sonar, whatever. They have not found it. They are going to keep using taxpayer money to keep trying to find this.
Why can't they just
And,
use LiDAR?
huh?
Why don't they just use LiDAR?
They are. They haven't found anything.
But they're just wasting money. Well, that's
Yeah.
for you.
Well, here's the part that really pisses me off is it's like, is there ever going to be an end to it? Because the fact is, if you haven't found it in the 40 years that you've been searching, do you have to go with the possibility of it probably doesn't exist?
Well, the problem is that the narrative has gotten out of hand.
Yeah, that too.
They've embellished it so that it's so horrendous because it's got to be horrendous to strike the nerve. That there was enough bad shit that actually did happen. The mass grave's probably just not part of it.
Probably not. But there are so many parts that are embellished on the 1921 Black Wall Street riot. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't a horrendous event. It was a horrendous event.
Well, it technically wasn't a riot. It was just murder.
Yeah. So, you have... This is on the Wikipedia page, and this is what I find very fascinating. You have reports from the 1921 riots that airplanes were doing strafing runs, firing guns from the plane, as well as dropping firebombs on the black area of Black Wall Street. Basically, what would be what is now the MLK area, Greenwood Drive area. Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, 1921. First flight took place in 1908. Last I checked, majority of Oklahoma, there was no airplanes. I think the only one that you could possibly even say that there was one plane would have been with Oklahoma historical figure around Wiley Post, but that wasn't even until the 30s. That was around the Depression area. So, my question is, okay, you're in 1921, you're in Oklahoma, a very rural community. Granted, Tulsa was a oil city, very booming. Where are you still going to get a airplane to drop firebombs and shoot guns out of it?
The
military.
Basically, because at 1921, you've got your choice of bar or any sort of mounted Gatling gun.
You also have to think that due to the successfulness of Black Wall Street, the government was having its own problems. And
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I really don't.
But those people aren't here to explain their narrative anymore either. So it's very biased.
Right. And you've got a narrative that is persisting from strictly one side of the argument. And it's hard to differentiate. And it irks me the fact that they've tried to find this mass grave. They recently changed one of the streets from Brady Street to Reconciliation Way. Because apparently Brady, one of the oil guys back in the day, allegedly had ties with the KKK. Allegedly. Not proven, but allegedly.
So he was a Democrat.
So my question is, if you're going through and rewriting history, why does it matter? It makes no sense because it will not end. It will never end.
Hate to beat you, Josh, but my hometown got you beat, and it's documented.
Oh, so is this?
Did I mention I'm from Detroit?
Are we really doing the bigger dick theory on this?
No. No, and I mean,
Check
I don't know why.
Club, guys.
I don't know why Garrick brought that up, but I mean,
actually, Garrick has a point. In Louisiana, what nobody talks about in the history books is there was a giant slave revolt.
Yeah.
Where they were against their masters, but it's not in history anywhere.
Yeah.
Old.
I disagree. There's a link I just sent to Gun Club if they can share it in the chat for Hangouts.
I got nothing.
That'll be
200 African Americans in an effort to support. Okay. To support Smithsonian Mag.
Let's see if we get a little more
To
of that.
suppress voter turnout. Yeah, wasn't this... Where was the state of Jones? Where was that based out of? Was that Alabama or was that Mississippi?
Couldn't say.
And, okay, so I sent the link. What was the question?
Where was the Free State of Jones, the movie that Matthew McConaughey did, basically the Jones State?
There was one that was an island off of South Carolina, I thought.
Yeah. Jones County, Mississippi. Yeah, so it was based in Mississippi. But, I mean, you look at Black Wall Street with that situation, I could see there being racial tensions there and things did erupt. But you also have notable acts to where it doesn't make a lot of sense. You have... If there was racism and everything, I mean, I'm not saying that there wasn't, but you have the racism. You have the sheriff that's actually protecting the black guy that was accused from being lynched. You have the National Guard that had an armory in Tulsa refusing to give up weapons to the rioting whites. Same with the blacks. So, I don't know. I mean, there seems to be a lot of fuzzy details to me that doesn't necessarily add up.
It's just still racist.
I know it is. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Am I wrong on this, Wolfie? Am I way off base?
No. Like, this happened, but then there was something before this, way before this, like back during when slavery was full swing. That happened in Louisiana as well. More towards like the southern part of Louisiana. Slaves from multiple plantations planned a revolt against, their masters and the owners and everything like that. I don't remember the numbers exactly, but they were they hid out in the swamps and they were hunted down and they were all murdered.
About 200.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't remember the number, but it was way before. Way before the Civil War even started. So.
Oh, you're just talking about escaped slaves? Because this is after the
No,
Civil War.
these were slaves that were working on the plantations. They were. It was full-blown slavery was going on, but they were treated so poorly that a couple of the men were talking and kind of worked with other plantation slaves about a big revolt, and they tried to kill the masters and things like that, and it just didn't work out. So they all had this hide in the swamps and stuff like that. I'll have to find the story for y'all. But but it was way before slavery was even abolished.
Possibly early 1800s, late 1700s?
Yeah, probably.
Well, the deadliest massacre in Reconstruction era Louisiana is about 150 years ago in 1868, where around 200 African Americans were murdered in an effort for voter suppression. Sorry, I forgot my allergies are kicking up. But yeah, that's the Klan, and as I would like to remind everybody, the Klan is a Democrat faction.
I'm gonna say this here because I'm tired of this nonsense. You're not
party
wrong.
switch sides.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just that not even that the party switch sides, because I don't believe that for a second either. I'm just like, it doesn't matter today. The narrative has changed, and the idiots that are slurping up our public education don't understand, nor do they care, nor does it have any relevance on what's happening today. So, yeah, they're the party of slavery. Yeah, they're the party of the Klan. Yeah, they're the party of, segregation now, segregation forever.
But that's not like who they are today.
Oh, no, they're still the worst racists.
Oh, I agree.
but now they're on the right, the side of championing. You've got to point out the diversity, and we've got to give people of different races different privileges because that will give me power. It's all about power. I mean, it doesn't. I mean,
Oh yeah.
The racism is just there and is being utilized in a different way than it was before. But it's always been about power.
Yeah, that's all it's all about is just pure absolute power. Yeah, I don't know. It just irks me. This whole Black Wall Street bullshit that is going on in my neck of the woods. So,
and that goes along with the regentrification, the changing of the names, and the what's the art project that's going on where it can't go to a white person?
Wait, you talking to me?
Yeah.
No, they commissioned a $1 million art project to memorialize Black Wall Street.
So they're literally commissioned an art project that cannot possibly, in the climate that they're trying to manifest, that it could not go to a white person, no matter what.
Probably, unless they get somebody that just wants to be the whipping boy so bad that he's willing to self-flagellate on the throne of how bad his skin tone makes him.
Well, I mean,
and that's just regular bullshit politics.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as the Obama portraits. The Obama portraits were arguably just horrible art, but they were lauded simply because the person who painted them was an angry black person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's politics in the sake of politics. Like, whatever we end up doing with Notre Dame, it's going to be a Frenchman who did that.
No, it should be. No, it should be.
It should be the best person who has the brightest vision for it, the most inclusive design.
A national monument in France. It's theirs to do with what they do with. If it wasn't a French person, I'd be shocked, and I would be on the side of the French that are like, "Well, this is fucking wrong," because it is. It's a French church. It's a French national symbol.
Because that was done by a French person, and that is atrocious.
Yeah, my concern with something like Notre Dame is that I just want it to be something classically minded, or keep the spirit of the monument whole. I don't want some modernist avant-garde nonsense going up there and wrecking it, which has a better than 50% chance of happening.
It should be a reconstruction instead of re-envisioning.
Yes.
All right, y'all. I'm dipping out.
All right.
Prep for tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye, Wolfie. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Wolfie.
Thanks for joining.
We didn't even talk about Chuck Tingle.
Oh well.
So I have an abusive power story as well. Not really, but it was kind of funny. I was driving home from work, or driving to work, Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
Right. A cop was driving next to me, and he turned on his lights because it's weird. I don't know how it is for other people's states, but I'm from Michigan. All our roads are straight. You never see local police on the highway. But in Tennessee, because you're on a mountain, they'll take a 3 mile around on the highway to get to their next post or whatever. But he turned on his lights, and about 3 seconds later he turned them off, and he looked really sad. And he saw me looking at him and realized I saw everything, and then he looked sad again.
Aw.
Like,
I almost got to be cool.
Yeah, I almost got to do something. But a lot of people say that cops abuse their power by blowing through stop signs or red lights. And it just so happens they're at the red light when they get the call, and then their call's canceled, and they've gone through a red light. And then there are cops who abuse that, right?
That Stephen was talking about. God damn it.
What?
Sorry, Stephen. Well, we were driving back from the movie, and we saw a cop hit his lights just to go through a red light, and then just kept on rolling.
Oh, that's the abuse of power. That's always going to happen.
It's sometimes abuse of power. Sometimes they're canceled from their call.
All right, so Josh, how about this? Since they're going to make a memorial to the Black Wall Street event.
Mm-hmm. Which they already have one, but
Right.
oh well.
But, okay, so what if the person making that artwork was a native, like American Indian, like
Don't care.
No. I mean, because that's
they
like
passable?
it's an Oklahoma event. Oklahoma is the Indian Territory. There's lots of reservations in Oklahoma. Oklahoma has a large native population.
Right.
Even
the
though
name.
it's Black Wall Street, what if a native became the artist? I mean, would that cause tension?
Oh, I think it would cause tension from a specific side of the community. Yeah, for sure.
Which is weird because they would also be causing that same tension on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, it's no. You're trying to appease crocodiles. Is basically what it is.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
It's a gimme.
we're playing semantic games and nonsense, and those people
I think
will
the
never
only way-
be happy. They're just looking for reasons to be pissed. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, no matter what you feed them, they're gonna eat.
I think the only way you can even out the tensions with that is you just have white people out there handing out free blankets.
Would you like a blanket?
And free cruises for the black folks.
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, it just. I don't understand it. Our supposed mayor is a Republican, but it has been one of his biggest things in the time that he's been in office. And I mean, he is just really pushing for it. And I don't understand it because it's like if you find nothing, you're gonna virtue signal the fact that I still believe it's out there, even though that it's probably not out there. And it doesn't fix anything. It doesn't change what happened.
This is weird because usually when we talk about things in history that didn't actually happen, it's the Holocaust, and it really is said by people who really wanted it to have happened. So this is a weird topic. It's not like your basis for Black Wall Street getting murdered in large numbers, but usually when someone says it didn't happen, they really wanted it to have happened.
No, I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm saying that the deaths that they're saying anywhere from up to 300 people. There's in a mass grave. Are you fucking kidding me? 300 people in a mass grave? And they haven't found it, and they've been looking for it actively for 40 years?
The logistics of that just don't work.
Exactly.
Well, not only that, when they started looking for it, there were still people who were alive at the time and could have told them exactly where it was.
No. They nobody knew. Nobody knew. They all basically the whole
You can't know it was a mass grave.
The whole accounts are going off. Supposedly, one person saw a wagon full of black bodies.
Okay.
And there was a human femur found on a riverbank, very close to one of the sites they're looking for. I'm like, okay, not like people haven't died on the riverbank before in the preceding past 100 years. Okay.
What financial business would set up their firm near a riverbank?
What are you talking about?
This Black Wall Street. This slaughter didn't happen on.
No. Supposedly, they took the bodies from Black Wall Street, and
so this is
in an area to. Oh yeah. Trust me, it gets very convoluted because they're saying, the bodies were moved to this site over off of the Arkansas River. Okay. In an area that is right around what would be Sand Springs in Tulsa. So, yeah, I mean, it irks me for the fact that if they don't find anything, they're still going to say it's still out there.
So they're hunting ghosts?
Yeah, they're basically chasing ghosts for the brownie points, the brownie virtue points. That's all it is.
They'll never say that it doesn't exist. because
They'll
they
never
can't.
say it doesn't exist.
So do they have like a stack of missing person reports?
There are just missing persons reports from certain family members. I don't know the exact amount, but from what I've read, there's only like a handful of accounts of people that just, well, he didn't come home. But it doesn't also detail whether these people moved away
Or got a girl pregnant.
it's possible, I guess.
We're talking about
But-
black people here.
I didn't go there, you did.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Because you're you.
God.
Yeah. God damn it, Fry. No, I mean it doesn't it automatically is the assumption of that these people were murdered, killed, and put into a mass grave. Doesn't take into the account of fact that maybe these people moved away. Records weren't exactly the best thing kept in 1920 in this area. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if it was
It's rural
modern-
America.
which I can see in a time when they were an example. They could have been poor performers. They could have lost money, and been relieved of duty. They could have been an example made of them for having screwed up on investments or any number of things that could have led to 6 or 7 people going missing from a situation like that.
Yeah. And I mean the fact that like the details that are added just adds to my suspicion of the event.
Of the Holocaust?
No.
The Holocaust happened. Just there's a lot of questions.
Yes.
Yeah, mostly from people who wanted it to happen even more.
But the thing that brings up my questions and the biggest red flag, like I said, to me is the fact of mentioning of planes. And Wolfie mentioned that the military might have been involved, the U.S. government might have been involved. I don't think that's the case. The riot happened in 2 days, over the span of 2 days.
Nothing happens to the military in 2 days.
Exactly.
I couldn't get my dad to believe in any kind of conspiracy, because his whole argument was, son, I was in the army. I was never issued the right size shoes. like his was like the level of incompetence is so severe.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I don't believe it, mainly because there's record accounts of the National Guard refusing entry for the weapons from white riders to get them. There's also refusal of entry into the city jail from the sheriff to get the suspect that allegedly raped the girl, but it found they were actually dating. It was an interracial dating thing, I think, if I remember correctly. Let me see. I don't want to quote on that, but it's been a while since I've read the full story. But let me see.
You know,
And I like how they've changed it from the 1921 Black Wall Street riot to the 1921 Black Wall Street massacre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they you don't mass bury people.
You burn them.
Yes, exactly. You don't hate somebody so much you kill them and then honor them as a person.
You get through a
Because
lion.
we bury our loved ones. We bury beloved pets. We bury beloved
okay.
people.
To be fair, mass graves do happen because body disposal and haste is good, but you have to have earth moving. It's a modern, much more modern phenomenon with you when you have heavy earth movers that can quickly dig a hole. You're not
you
going to
don't have
make
that.
manual labor to dig a hole for 300 bodies in 1921 after a black riot. You're not going to get that. You're going to get them burned in a big pile somewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So the basis of the event on May 30th, 1921.
Was it a black femur?
What? I don't know. a young African-American male and shoe shiner named Dick Rowland went to a restroom in Drexel's building, which was one of the few restrooms that African-Americans could use, blacks could use at the time. Sarah Page, a young white female, was currently on the elevator that Rowland was on. Next, many sources claim that Page screamed rape and then proceeded to run off. Page claimed that Rowland sexually assaulted her without any sufficient evidence. For many news media sources in the area, this was the perfect opportunity to create a juicy storyline. Newspaper distributed a headline that said, "To lynch Negro tonight." Another headline, "Nab Negro for attacking girl in the elevator." So the news elevating tensions again. Way to go, news. These controversial headlines sparked outrage among the white residents in the Tulsa community. As a result, a massive crowd of mostly angry white men marched to Tulsa Town Hall, demanding that Rowland is lynched for the allegations. Soon afterwards, a group of 50 to 70, mostly black men, arrived to provide support for the sheriff in protecting Rowland from the hostile white residents. J.B. Stratford and several other influential black residents began to create their counter-response to the angry white mob by offering their support to the white sheriff in protecting Rowland. After arriving, a verbal dispute broke out where a white resident threatened to take a black resident's rifle by calling him several derogative words. After the black man refused, shots were fired, and one of America's most violent race riots emerged.
It's 1921. What's his choice of slurs?
There's so many.
A Jim Dandy?
Yeah.
A petticoat-waisted slackjaw?
I think you're being very, very niggardly with the choice of words.
My choice of... yeah, no. People, it's like they don't understand hate anymore.
Yeah.
It's not just a hobby.
Yeah. Like, you have to picture...
What?
Like, you have to picture hate as it is something. Think of something that you absolutely hate and then person it. That's what you... They're not understanding this type of thing.
Antifa?
First, okay, why... literally hit them with your car. But first up, this is 1921, and the ground floor doesn't have bathrooms? Why do you have to get on an elevator to use the potty?
I think he was a bellboy.
I thought he was going into a place to use a toilet.
I think he was the elevator bellboy.
Well, I thought the guy was going into a place to use the bathroom. And it was one of the few places that allowed blacks to...
And I thought you said he was a shoe shiner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a shoe signer. Okay, so maybe that's what it was. He was outside the building. I don't know.
Yeah, but... Have you ever...
Like I said, there's all sorts of weird little things about this. But I have to admit, I'm reading this paragraph, and you should let me read this one little line. While this outburst of violence was occurring, law enforcement officials had refused to halt the organized white mobs, and even reportedly encouraged white residents to throw flamethrowers at the black residents. What?
Watch this. I'm gonna hit this guy with this 35-pound drum of napalm. It's gonna be so sweet. Do you want me to light it? No. We're not lighting it.
Flamethrowers being like what? Molotov cocktails at that point? But Molotov wasn't a thing yet, so...
Yeah, I guess. Molotovs were more a thing. I mean, I think this is just bad writing by somebody.
1921, flamethrowers are a thing, and Molotov cocktails are a thing.
Flamethrowers were not a very well-known thing.
Well, shit, Rick...
They came in at the tail end of World War I.
Yeah, 1921, bro.
Yeah. 3-4 years later? I don't think so. Most of this would have been bolt-action rifles, semi-auto rifles like Remington Model 8s and pump-action shotguns, break-over shotguns.
That's a good one.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, you're on the wrong one. Doors that open out, by the way. Yeah, you're forgetting that part.
God damn it, Deflin. No, I mean it just there's so much.
My favorite part is I was watching a Holocaust documentary in which they were gassing Jews in the showers, but they were running motorcycles out front, so you hear the screams.
I would be curious to find out exactly how many planes, because this is what it says. Furthermore, it is also reported that the Tulsa local chapter of the National Guard had begun deploying aircraft over Black Wall Street and using this advantage to rain bullets on the residential houses of black residents. See, this is what I was talking about, the strafing runs.
Josh?
What?
Was it a plethora of planes?
1921, Oklahoma. I seriously thought it was a plethora.
I am not as smart as you have. I don't know what they.
So, I'm gonna say,
what's bigger, a plethora or
I don't know exactly how many trained pilots there were in the National Guard at that point in history.
Well, that's like kind of like half the point. The other point is it's fucking Oklahoma.
Exactly.
We don't we don't have planes that can fly past. Like they can't even take off from ships at that point. We don't need planes in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
we're not even running cars.
It makes no sense. There's a lot of hearsay, and it's being treated as fact, and it just pisses me off.
Well, okay, so future events do kind of, back up the story that the government will bomb residential areas. Because that has happened.
You're talking about that block in Chicago?
No, it was wherever Tupac's parents were, and Dustin Hoffman lived next door.
Well, I mean, completely missing Americans bombing Americans. What are we talking about?
Well, hold on.
It was either New York or D.C., but yes, they absolutely did drop a bomb. The FBI dropped bombs onto a residential block.
They did, and that was also or was it Baltimore? I think it was Baltimore.
It could have been.
Yeah, it was. And it was. The black mayor okayed it, or was it the police chief that was black? I can't remember. I know the incident you're talking about.
I know. I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, and the FBI was. They're only 70 years old.
Right. Well, yeah. In the case of Oklahoma, that's a true statement.
Philadelphia. It happened in Philadelphia. It happened between the Black Liberation Group, MOVE, and the Philadelphia Police Department.
Yes, police drop bomb on radicals' home in Philly.
Yes.
That's so much scarier than that Black Lives Matter shooter getting droided to death.
Yeah.
In Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, and our authoritarian government has done shit like this within our own lifetimes. I mean, if you want to talk
Oh, I know.
Waco,
I know.
Elian Gonzalez, all that stuff.
I know.
How are Elian and Waco even in the same league?
Because it was all Gianna Reno.
Well, yeah, okay, that Gianna Reno's and that was Clinton era, but what is Elian getting pulled out of his home have to do with Waco?
It was by force at gunpoint?
To be fair, he was illegal.
The government is. The government is by gunpoint.
Yeah.
That's why I pay my taxes. It's the only reason I pay my taxes.
You should fight the system, Jay Fry. Don't pay your taxes.
Get your libertarian bullshit out of here.
He is the government. Like, literally.
I know.
I mean,
So are you.
I'll do it if you do it. I just need a prison buddy, that's all.
I'm just waiting for Blonde to accept my application.
So you can move to Idaho?
I'm just kidding. She's only accepting couples.
Oh.
Oh, so
For her
she's going
little-
to take up...
For her little commune?
Matchmaking?
Her own little white state of Jones.
jeez. I still can't believe she is actually doing that.
Yeah, she said she can't afford it, so it's probably going to fall through anyway.
Well, what did they do to the damn it? What's that group of black pilots?
The Tuskegee.
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee. Yeah. What did they do to the Tuskegees?
They infected them with diseases, if I remember correct.
Syphilis.
Syphilis, yeah.
Yeah, because Nephilim was mentioned. And don't forget the infected people with syphilis. They don't care about people.
Yeah, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment.
That's one of them. Yeah,
Study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male.
And they also did, what was it they did in the 60s with giving people acid and stuff?
Oh,
that
are you
was
talking about MK Ultra?
MK
No,
Ultra,
no.
yeah, that was a thing.
no,
Yeah, that was a thing.
Damn it, what's his name?
There was also a deal where they released
Maybe
the flu. They released the flu airborne over San Francisco, just to see.
Shit over San Francisco.
Well, this was back in the 60s, 60s and 70s. So they did this in order to test to see how fast the contagion would spread.
I would release the swine flu over San Francisco.
I don't think the swine flu was a thing.
Swine flu is a thing since 1921. Black Wall Street. No, what was it? It was like, yeah, H1N1 was like 1918 or something like that. It killed like 22% of the population.
That was the Spanish flu.
Yeah, that
You
was
know
the
what?
Spanish
That's
flu.
Racist there.
Quit nation blaming.
It was the Spaniard flu. Yeah, between their flu and their inquisitions, no one likes them anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Catalonia anymore either.
Nope, nobody talks about Catalonia, and I'm wondering how. I haven't even looked into that recently to see how that's been going. Are they still part of Spain at this point? I think they are.
You know what I just saw on the news that I thought was like, oh, we're talking about this again? The ozone layer.
Yeah. That's become a thing again.
Well, you don't hear about Macron's and the yellow vests anymore either. That's been going on continually.
Is it still going on?
It's still
I was
going
wondering
on.
if it had died.
No, not at all. They do it every day, every weekend. Every weekend they do it. And you hear nothing.
Yeah, that's why I can't trust the news anymore, because I'm living examples of how corrupt and basically molesty the mainstream news is.
Yeah.
Like, Trump has been convicted of nothing. And these what really is going to bother me is they're doing secret impeachment hearings. So the only thing that they're going to come out is the media snippets of what the people are saying.
Orange Man bad.
Yeah, at this point, it is.
But I do want to talk to Jay Fry about Trump and his talking about possibly implementing that social credit system thing.
That sounds terrible. Did you hear about Mathis over the weekend?
No.
Yeah, Mathis did this event, which is kind of like the press ball where you make fun of everybody. And he took a hilarious swipe at Trump. He goes, he was talking about how he earned his military spurs on the battlefield, and Trump's spurs were earned by a doctor's note.
Pretty good.
He is better delivery than I do, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
He was called the most overrated general in military history, and then he compared to Trump calling Meryl Streep the most overrated actress in American history, and concluded that he is the Meryl Streep of generals.
Not a bad thing to be.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Night, Evelyn. Jesus, this freaking allergies. I missed the small eyes, guys.
Well, I think that I am debating about going to get a Taco Bell steak quesarito. Because
It's a Rio.
deliciousness.
It's their other 5 items put together in another different way that's utterly different than every other 5
Put together.
ingredient item that they have.
Exactly. Believe me.
It's meat, lettuce, cheese, sour cream, and tomatoes.
All right, Mr. Gaffigan. Okay.
But that's a Jim Gaffigan thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd rather be stealing comedy from Anna Nicole Glazer. That doesn't work because her name's Nikki Glazer, but I was still making fun of Garrick at this point.
Well,
You
yeah,
try.
he can't even
You
get,
try.
he's
Give you an
for
A for
years
effort.
apparently you had my name wrong.
MC Ron and the Hizzy.
The what's Trump doing with social credit?
Hopefully
He was
nothing.
talking about using social credit in order to define whether if somebody can own a firearm or not.
Yeah,
Basically giving them a social credit rating.
I don't like that. I would like some sort of, there should be
Just let your inner libertarian out. Just screaming.
No, this is completely different. But there should be shame if. Okay, so the Rotten Tomatoes. If the audience scores something at 96% and the critics have it below 50%, that should be a point of shame for the critics.
Yeah.
Because they are not in line with the audience's.
No. Well, that's the problem is they've always found themselves their entire job, their entire reason for existence is that because they are better than the plebes.
Yeah.
So it's not them that are ever wrong. It's always the plebs. Because the plebs are the unwashed masses, crass, and can't possibly understand my understanding of the nuance of such and such.
If I had my way, those people wouldn't be working in that job.
That shouldn't be a job. I mean, you should be able to make criticisms, but your job should never be to be critic.
No, if you're good enough, and people follow what you say, basically you would be like not a movie maker, but you would make the movie. Like they would come out with a movie, you would preemptively see it, and you'd be like, oh man, if you are a fan of just dirty whores getting slaughtered with hatchets, you will love this movie.
So Kevin Smith.
That's who are dirty whores slaughter. Like they want to see the whores slaughter with it. They'll see the damn movie. Like I will not be a fan of the Joker. Because it's not my type of movie. I don't need to see the understanding of how this came to fruition. If that's what the movie's about. I don't care. The Joker is not a character I'm interested in. He's crazy and he doesn't make sense. But Heath Ledger's rendition of the Joker was awesome. Jack Nicholson's rendition of the Joker.
If anything, just go to watch Joaquin Phoenix act it all out. I mean, it's really good.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it.
You enjoyed it. You would watch it again from enjoyment.
Maybe not enjoyment. Let's say intrigued.
Okay. Yeah, like it is entertaining. But yeah, at the same time, like you don't go to the circus twice in the same week for the same reason. It's a spectacle. And it was good while it was there.
I'd go see it again. It's not often I would say I'd go see a movie twice while it's in theaters.
Like,
That is one I would go see.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch The Watchmen twice in like any sort of remotely close time frame.
What movie?
The Watchmen?
Yeah, it's because the Watchmen movie isn't very good.
Which version did you watch?
The one in theaters?
It's terrible. The one in theater is terrible.
Yeah, if you watch the director's cut, it's a lot better.
Yeah,
a lot better.
I mean, and I like that story. I would very much like to see that one succeed. I just don't. I think that they tend to make stuff into media that it doesn't belong in. Like, The Watchmen really works very well as a comic book series. It just doesn't work well as a movie. Kind of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It works as books phenomenally. It works as a radio show even, but it has never worked as a movie.
I did enjoy Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, speaking of Watchmen, did y'all see that they're making a TV series out of it?
Yeah, it's going to be based in Tulsa, too.
Interesting.
Funny how that goes.
I'm still waiting for season 2 of The Boys.
Yeah.
Did you know that's a comic book series too?
Yes, I did. I sure
And
did.
Pre-exists the Netflix adaptation.
You mean the Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon.
Jack Ryan comes out in 10 days.
Yep.
I don't care.
I liked
You
it.
watched it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
watching
enjoyed
the Star Wars trailer.
What are we up to now?
I'm watching it without sound, so I can't say one way or the other, but it doesn't look all that compelling.
No, what are we up to? What Star Wars are we on?
9.
Oh, they're finally finishing it. That's nice.
They really just need to scrap, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and redo everything. Leave 4, 5, 6. Those are perfect.
No, the new ones make the prequels actually look good.
That's horrible.
Yet it's true and you know it. Search your feelings.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Are we done?
That was too much for me. Let's move into the after hours.
Where is the stream? Where is the stop? Stop stream.
All right, guys, we're throwing it into the Hangouts. There's the link here, and I will also post it over on the Twatter.
Twatter.
Twatterbox.
Billy just got a few minutes ago.
It's nice that she came on. I like having Wolfie on. Wolfie is the people's.
Yeah, I would have liked to talk to her a little bit more, but yeah.
We'll have to make one that's specifically for chewing the fat with. That's a good
Wolfie.
one. We should totally do that. We should get
Chewing
them
the
on
fat?
and chewing the fat.
Like you
Oh
mean
my
Wolfie?
god. We should make
They'll
that a
just have
thing.
my just constantly going back to bashing on fat face McThroaty chins.
Yeah. All right, I am gonna head to Taco Bell.
Enjoy
I'm
your
trying to
whatever
order
the fuck
this,
is going up.
Well, I'm gonna still be on, but I'm just gonna switch to my phone.
Oh, good.
So I'll be back in a moment.
All right.
So
We're
talk
ready.
your shit now.
I mean, against it.
Damn gingers.
Agree wholeheartedly.
All right. Switch, turn this off before you hop on, because that'll be loud.